So I've been working on my ducting system for both the HRV, the heat recovery ventilator, and the heat pump HVAC. So this is what I have so far. This is the fresh air supply into the HRV through a 24 by 24 by 4 filter into the input supply. This is the HRV. In the back is the stair air exhaust ducting out of the house. This side, this is the exhaust air manifold, which will be connected up to here through a air muffler through a 24 by 4 filter into the exhaust stream. And then this duct is the fresh air supply into the house, which will go through a muffler and down into this manifold. So the things that I'm missing, so right now these manifolds need to have 6-inch takeoffs to go down to the basement. So I'm going to run 6-inch supply and exhaust to the basement for the basement supply and exhaust, but I don't have those yet. And thanks to Trang, I got the air handler up here. So this is a 2 or 3 ton air handler. So 24,000 BTU or 36,000 BTU. I expect to run it as a 2-ton unit, and to switch, there's just some dip switches that have to be set. And what else about the heat pump? I don't know. I have a frame underneath it, but I haven't hung it yet just because I'm not sure where to put the supports so they don't interfere with anything on the heat pump. But it's elevated so that there's space for a drain pan underneath. This is the return. Oh, this is a HP, I think it's a F300 electrostatic filter for the return air. It just doesn't have the guts in it right now. And then this is the return plenum with a 16-inch input. And that 16-inch input is going to go around across over here, around the stairs, and then over to that location, and it'll return air from the top of the stairwell. And then on the top of the return plenum, I'll have a secondary 16-inch takeoff, which will just go over here and return air from the top of this gabled area. Okay, and then the air handler, and then I have a supply plenum, which will have a lot of takeoffs attached to it, and then at the end of it, it'll have a 14 by 14 rectangular duct that goes down to the basement and supplies HVAC air to the basement. And those are my 14 by 14 rectangular ducts down there. So, I mean, it's slow going, but I'm making progress, and everything is being fully taped and sealed. Everything's being well sealed, and anything where there's circular things where it's hard to tape, I'm using mastic, which is basically just goo that dries into an airtight membrane. So I really want the HRV ducting system to be as airtight as possible so that so I get the air to the locations where I need it. So making progress, and I'm thankful to have a large attic space that's not filled with insulation to work in. So there will be insulation in the ceilings here, but that's the only place where there will be insulation.